Hello, everyone, and welcome to Transform the Way You Learn Chinese. My name is Michael, and I work in the Programming Learning Department. I'm joined by my colleague today, Diane. And before we begin, I would like to acknowledge that we are hosting this event on the ancestral and traditional and stolen homelands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. Land acknowledgements can often seem performative unless we take action as well. So at the VPL, we are working on bringing more Indigenous programming to the library and working with artists, writers, and filmmakers in the Indigenous communities. And the resource for the day, I would like to recommend Mango Languages. It has over 70 self-paced language learning courses and dialects. Learners are introduced to vocabulary, cultural insights, grammars, and much more. These courses are delivered by native speakers. They include critical thinking and memory building exercise. And you can learn Mango Languages languages app through the iOS and Android for best small screen and reading experience. And you can also visit this source via the browser. All right, that's it for me. And I just want to introduce our speaker for today. John Wang is a former Microsoft engineer for 20 years, inventor with 10 patents, and an innovator in Chinese language education, particularly in the fields of the Chinese character acquisitions and input methods. He's known for applying systematic and engineering-based thinking to solve common challenges faced by Chinese language learners, especially the transition from using pinyin to recognizing and writing Chinese character. Now I would like to welcome John to this podium.
Hello, everyone. My name is John Wang. Thank you for coming today. And first of all, I'd like to know how many years have you learned Chinese, or how new are you in the language, so I get a kind of idea. So anybody can tell me, are you new to the Chinese learning? Or
I studied at university many years ago, and recently I've started with Duolingo.
Oh, okay.
But I find the characters difficult to understand.
Okay, all right, good. Anybody? Just, okay. Oh, you know nothing? That's good. And anyone else? Oh, okay. Okay, that's kind of common. All right, good, thanks. Today, my topic is just change the way you would normally learn Chinese, and in the school, the way they will tell you. And from my research and experiments, and I have, I think, a much better way to learn the Chinese language, especially if you want to know, go deeper beyond 你好, something like that, right? That's easy. 你好, 很高兴. But if you want to go a little bit further beyond on the way, that's the way I recommend to use. Okay. I will cover quite a few topics today. The approach I call it is called the shape sequence approach. 形序法, you follow the shape, then drive everything else. I will first introduce the Hanzi pictographic input method. I will go through using the app, using the program, and this is the one I will pay a special attention. So hopefully, after you get in very detailed step, you will get the whole picture and then make it much easier to go the rest of the stuff. So just keep in mind that the first step will go actually learn how the way I would propose. So not just, oh, that's the idea. No, we are actually going to learn it. You will learn it, how to do it. And then I will introduce a few tools, and then another feature, literacy tree, and the first character radical, and another way to check a dictionary, and then the Hanzi e-textbook. All these 5 steps, I will go through the computer programs. And then the last 3, 6, 7, 8, and I will use the PowerPoint file. So we'll directly go to the program. So from the step 1, Hanzi pictographic input method. So after you learn this input method, you will get an idea what I really mean, the shape sequence. Go from the shape. We'll go, so I have to go here. Oh, all right, so get into the input method section, and we have a lot of items all tied to the Hanzi input method. And then we are going to go through most of the training course. So we are really going to learn it. Get ready, okay? Really going to learn it. So now, the first question is, we have a character, regardless whether we know it or not. It's Kou, a very common character, Kou. It's a square. And then the first question is, how do you type into a computer? In Chinese, more shapes than 26 letters. So more shapes. And then how do you type this shape into a computer? This is first question for you. Okay, my solution is whichever shape in the keyboard, the uppercase letter in the keyboard you see, whichever is closest to this, you just type that character, that letter. So this is closed shape. Which uppercase letter in your keyboard is more like a closed shape? Anybody know a guess? Letter O, okay, yes, O. Okay, let's try to type O. Okay. So did you find O, this shape Kou from the candidate list? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7? Which one? Number 4. Okay, so now you can click type 4. Got it. So now you already type 1 character into computer. Just by looking at the shape, you don't know the sound. It's pronounced as Kou, but assume you don't know. And you don't need to know the meaning. It means the square, a mouse. And then you just look at the shape. Okay, which keyboard, 26 letters on the keyboard, which one looks like that? You say, oh, O looks like it. Type O, that's it. Now, this character, I don't know how many, it's a common family name in Chinese, pretty common. Not the most common, like my family name, Wang. It's always a lot of people, Lü, but still commonly used. So it's 2 shapes, up, and then the bottom one separated. So it's a 2 shapes. So I make it harder. So I won't show the letter now, just 2 square shapes. So how do you type it? Yes, let's try it. O, see if you have a good guess or not. O. Okay, did you find it? Which number is this character?
3.
Number 3. Okay, let me pick number 3. Number 3. Okay, got it. We typed another character. All right, go further. This is third character, Chinese character is Ping. It has 3 square together. So how would you type this character? Now it's, anybody want to guess? What? Yes, let's try it. 3, O. You find it? Okay, so it's the first candidate, so you can even use a space bar, so make it easier. Now, congratulations, you have typed your first three Hanzi into computer. That's as simple as that. You don't have to know the character. You don't have to know the sound. You don't have to know the meaning. You just look at the shape. So, okay. All right, good. So that's actually the first step of this three-step training course. Then the second step is you say, okay, this closed shape, close to O, but you have more than one shapes, right? Other shapes. How do you deal with other shapes? I group those all shapes, Chinese character, the components or parts, whatever you call the basic parts of the Chinese character. I grouped them in, divided them into 4 groups. First group, I call it the mouse group. And Chinese character, like was created 1,000 years ago, they always coming from what's nearby. Oh, what do you look like? What's your hand, mouth, head? So I just use the same idea, just group them into very common stuff. So groups, 4 groups, mouse group. And the first one on the left, top left, I call it the 4 mouse. So you have like a closed shape, but divided into multiple shapes. I call it 4 mouse. I map into uppercase letter Q. It's a closed shape with something extra. So I kind of link them together. And then the second shape is like this. It's open up. It's a closed shape, but open on the top. So I call it open up. I map to U. And the third one we already mentioned is closed shape, map to O. And the next one is open left. I couldn't find any letter exactly open left, but the S, the bottom part of S is close enough. So I borrowed that one, use S to map the open left. Then the next one is the open right. The shape I map to C, almost exactly same. One thing I want to remind you, in Chinese shape, it's more like 2,000 years ago, it's similar to English shape, a lot of curve, pretty, but then later on, about over 1,000 years ago, they changed that to make it straight, horizontal, vertical, as much as possible. They don't, they use less only for two cases, but other places always straight. So that's how. So just filter out the curve part against the straight line part. And then the up and down mouse, like 2 shapes connected each other, but they are not separated, but the 2 square. So I map to B. And then last one, open down, map to N. So those are very important, the most important part of this whole lecture. So I want everybody pay special attention to these 4 groups and try as hard as you can. And after that, you can relax a little bit. Okay. Oh, it's not moving, huh? Hmm? Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's not PowerPoint, I forgot. It's within my program, I cannot use this anymore. So this is the second group, legs group. So when you are in this group, you pay attention to the bottom part of the shape, so leg. The first one is left and right legs. So 齿 map to R. It's kind of left and right legs, but not connected, not right next to each other, a little bit distance. And then human leg. I always think human leg is pretty, like regular, pretty shapes. The human legs map to A. Don't worry about the actual horizontal line. I look at the main characteristic of the shape. And then the next one is crossed legs. So the Chinese shape is almost identical to English shape, X. So And then divided legs. This is interesting. Some shapes, they are not connected to each other. They are within one shape, they have pieces separated. And I found a pretty good one in English letter V. So V, it's, when you go up, it's always separate, have to separate. So I map V to the for the divided legs. And then last one is kind of funny, 3 legs. You have 3 bottom points. So English, M is the only one has 3 legs. The third group is common shapes. It's hard to imagine like out of east and west, so many common shapes are very, very similar. Like the ding mapped to T shape. And the air, like this one, this shape, 耳朵, in Chinese, 耳朵, mapped to P. And then the knife shape mapped to D. This is another special case, pay attention, because knife is not closed as D, but that's as close as I can get. And the cliff, yeah, very steep cliff, like map to F. Triangle, ignore the curve against the straight line, that's pretty much similar. Map to G. And the grass, map to H, except the line is kind of extended left and right, but still it's 2 horizontal lines and plus 2 vertical lines plus horizontal extra stuff. And then K shape, it's only on one side toward the right, not much on the left, so it's mapped to K. And last group is I call the stroke group. It's the stroke, you know, is the basic element in Chinese character, like just one connected stuff called stroke. So in this group, the most significant part is the stroke itself. The first group, I call it the pure dots. Like you have 1, 2, 3 dots, can map to W. Horizontal lines map to E. And then mixed dots. That means you have dots at the beginning, but you have something else, like line or a horizontal line or something else. So I call it mixed dots, or dots at the beginning, map to Y. Vertical map to I. So exactly same. So, and the throw away, this stroke throw away, map to J, exactly same. And then the break, map to L. So that's also very similar. So now we go through all the 4 group. Let's see a keyboard mapping. So if you want to type Chinese characters, so you see all 4 group in different color, and all show up in this whole image. So now let's try to just refresh your memory for a few seconds, and then we'll see how well we are doing. Give you 10 seconds. Okay, so now you will tell me which letter I should pick. Then I will, which this Chinese parts, Chinese component should map to which letter, and then you tell me, and I will pick the letter for you. And that's, okay, which one you would map to? Just speak out. O, okay, I click O. I'll click O, that's good. So you move to next one. Which letter you want it to map? T, okay. T, good. Air, which letter you want to map when you type Chinese character? P, okay. Throw away. J, all right, let's click J. Divided shapes. V, okay. This is how you are going to type, actually. So when you see that this shape, you type this letter exactly. No, it's a shape to shape. No extra logic or whatever. It's whatever you see, the closest characteristic, you just do it. Okay, this one? N, good. Okay, so now, pure dots. W, wow, good. Cross the legs. X, all right. K shapes, okay. Sure, I couldn't find a better name. Cliff. F, all right, F. Brick. L, okay. Yeah, it's almost identical. Mix the dot with dot and something extra, Y, okay. Yeah, by the way, this is actually a Chinese character, Ya Huan, like referring to a little girl, informal. So Ya is a Y, okay. Triangle. Triangle, okay, G, all right. Q, okay. It's a 4 mouse. 3 legs. All right. Good. How about this? Horizontal lines. E, okay, yeah. Only E has multiple lines. Up and down mouse. B, yes. Knife, this is a special case. Knife. D, yes, knife is not closed, but mapped to D. Open up. U, all right. Grass. Yes, H, grass, H. Yeah, in the way, it's a 2 different kind of systems, so you don't want to have exactly same, that's impossible. But just try to catch the main characteristic. Don't worry about the detail. Open left. That's right, S. That's another special case, like only look at the bottom part of the shape, S. Vertical. Yes, I, exactly same. Open left, open right? C, good. Left and right legs. R, okay. This human legs? A, okay, yes. Wow, nice. So I guess you did all right. Amazingly, none of you made a mistake. I'm surprised. Normally, a couple of them got it wrong. Okay, good. So let's actually try to type a few characters. So now you tell me, this is Chinese character pronounced as a sen, means a forest. Pretty complicated, right? But after you divide it into 3 parts, and then just don't worry, just go one by one and find which letter is mapped most, what's the main characteristic of this part or component. Like then, does that belong to mouse group, or legs group, or common shape, or just stroke group? So 4 group. So this is the 3rd group, the leg groups. So which one go first? The first part, which letter would you type? M, okay. So the first one, M. Second one? M. I guess 3rd one should be same. Okay, did you find it? This complicated shape, which one? Number two. Okay, so that's how we type this. Almost as much difficulty or complicated as any other characters. Almost, it belongs to pretty complicated characters. Okay, so we got that one, number two. How about this one? Anybody can guess? The louder? BBB. Okay, louder. So I want to hear some wrong answers. So it make me feel like, oh, that's real. Otherwise, all correct. I feel like, is that fake? Okay, BBB. All right. So which one? The first candidate. Okay. Okay, now this is a more challenging one. So let's go one by one. The first part, which letter? N, okay. Yes, it's open down. How about second part? X, okay. The third is same, right? Okay. Okay, now it's the first one, just use the space bar. Okay, this is even more challenge. I'm going real, those are the real characters, so just pretty much randomly, so give you more challenge. So, okay, so this one, the first part, which letter? M, oh, you also already got all. M, V, G, okay, good. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And did you notice that after type in last two as well, after type three letters, you can see it's almost show up on the first, sometimes second. That's tell you something. It's not much ambiguity. It's very accurate, very straight. So you type three letters, you find out exactly, almost exactly which letter you want to type. So that means you can even type it blindly, right? You can close your eye, just type, and then click, because you know mostly it will be the first one. You can just use spacebar. Okay, next one. Anybody can tell me? Just speak out, or just at the same time, fine. VBO. Which one? VBO. What's the second one? Oh, A. I heard B, somebody. The first time I heard somebody, probably by V-A-O. All right, yes. Number one, you see number one as well. Very efficient. So, well, you complete the step two of the three-step training course already. Okay, so now let's go to the last step. This step, the second step, we got the 25 mapped to 25. So 25 different categories mapped to 25 letters. But somebody learned Chinese a little bit already, tell me, oh, we have more than 25 basic parts. More, unlike English, just 26. We have like a couple hundred commonly used one. How do you do that? My method is you just, whatever similar shape, you find that whichever letters, you just use that same letter, doesn't matter. And then my program will find out, will figure out what you want to do. For example, the first then in the human legs, we map to A. Then the second, Huo, that means fire. So every of them are Chinese character, real Chinese character, very useful Chinese character. And then third one, it means Da. They all have this as the main characteristic. So you say, oh, there's one horizontal line. Doesn't matter. The main characteristic, I don't care about second characteristic or third one. I just care most important one. And sometimes that's my design. So if you design it, you might have a little bit different idea, for example, but that's okay. Maybe not the first, but the second one. So you can, oh, first one, no, Mr. Wang doesn't do that one. And then and you just guess the second one. Oh, good, same. So you just next time you won't wonder anymore. It's just directly follow mine because you want to use this method. So just find it and then map to the same character. That's it. So let's go a few of them. For example, this one, which one you would map to? U. Yes, map to U. And then this one? V. Yeah, C. Okay. This one? Okay. I want to go faster on this. This one? Okay. Q. Okay. Okay. Just as fast as you can. Okay. Because I have a lot of stuff to go. Okay. V. M. D. All right. F. Click. Okay. Okay, good. K. T. Okay. E. All right. S. Yeah, there are quite a few, but very similar. All right, good. Yeah, that's it. So that's the basic training course. So pretty much, and after that, you should be able to use this method to type. So let's see what so I want to okay, got it. So next step, I want to introduce a few tools associated to this input method. So make the kind of work easier later on. So you see there, the first tool is the editor. Over here, my Hanzi input method code was already built in. So when you are under this page, you don't need to install any program. You just directly using my method type like it. When you see human leg, you have you can type using my method directly without install any program. So the first editor, for example, here, and then I come here. If I type A, I see then like human leg, right? I type click here, and then I want to type another one. I click it, and then if I want to type a phrase, for example, this third one, Chinese people. Okay, this. So I can type just these three character words. I can just type by type each the first part from each character. So for example, I type just OOA. So even in the three character, I don't need to type any parts of each character, just the first part of each character. So very convenient. Very convenient. So the third one. And then if for the 3 or 4 or 5, and you can always just type the first part. And then for the two character phrase, you can type 2 parts from each character. So 2, and that's it. Okay. So this is the editor. I just go through this briefly, and then the second tool I want to introduce is very handy. When you do some exercise, you want to type, you want to practice here. Then you just copy paste whatever content here. Then you can just say, okay, start. Now you have a hint hint 3 pretty much tell you how to type it. Like ni JJI, it says JJI. So, and then the second hint 2, give you the parts and letters. So more information. 好， and then the third hint we used it earlier. Oh, this is okay. Third hint is parts only, so it doesn't show you letter anymore. So getting harder, more challenging, harder and harder for you. And then the last no hint, pretty much no hint. So you have to be on your own. Like okay, so give you kind of step. And the last one is game mode, like make it even more challenging. Like, but okay, so this is very useful tool. It also give you the count, like how many characters you type correctly out of you already typed out of 24, and so you have to know your progress. So this is second tool, very useful. So you can after you get home you can launch. The official website is hanzishu.com, hanzishu.com. That's official. And this one I use on my testing website. I don't know how my official website not working in Canada. It even working in China. So we'll figure out that one. Okay, so this is second tool. And then I have quite a few textbooks already built in here. Like if you want to go there, like event, the Chinese character textbook, so you can go there and so 1 sentence at a time and getting the whole paragraph. Like this is 150 characters, so you can practice there with him. So one thing I want to is at the very beginning you want to use one of these two. Like either the customized typing exercise or use a textbook exercise because it has 5 levels of hints to help you. So it's hint 3, very easy, hint 2, hint 1, give you adapting time to map your thinking against my thinking. Otherwise, if you directly go to this editor, you might feel a little bit lost. So, what Mr. Wang is thinking, what he's doing, why I cannot find the right letters for the part. So I recommend go with the customized typing exercise or textbook exercise first. And then last tool I want to introduce is I actually have general purpose program as well. Like for example, you say, oh wow, nice. I can type using your method in this, everything is in this web page. But how about Word, Excel, on the browser? You can come here, download the program. It's kind of slow. Okay, but for some reason I couldn't hit this page. But in the official site, you go there, download the program, and for Windows, for Mac, for iPhone, Android, and pretty much any device. You then, after you install that program, you can you turn on like this program just like pinyin, and then under Word you can type using my Hanzishu method. So general purpose program. So in that case, you do need to install that. Okay, that's good. So I'm done with this Hanzishu input method part. So I'm going to go through item number 3, literacy tree. That's another tool of mine. I also call it puzzle game. It's interesting, like in Chinese, like high school students probably know about the 3,500 characters. So if you know 3,000, that's really good. 2,000 is pretty good as well. Can get you around. So that's my point is you don't want to get around the characters. You want to master the characters as early as possible. So directly go to the shape using the method. Just get as familiar as possible, and then Chinese language is much difficult at the beginning stage, but much easier after if you can cross the door, across the first step. So that's the idea. And then this program, I'll show you. Within this simple interface, I put all 3,800 characters in this one simple interface. Make you very easy to navigate up and down, go this different paths. So you might notice this in the top layer is actually 25. So it maps to the top layer of the shape. So now if we go pick one like here, so get in. Now you see it get a lot of characters showing up, and let me give just pick one example. Okay. So this is character, the one in the middle. You can hear the sound. Okay, so probably not on here. And then you can show the shapes, not by stroke, but it's by parts. So one part at a time. But over here, this is the part itself. I use the stroke, so to show you the stroke. But if I go further, then I only show the part. That's another way I would recommend. So when you study compound characters, you go by parts, not go deep into strokes anymore, because that's not very efficient. If for this character, you just say, oh, it's just two parts, top part, bottom part, right? So that's how you remember, oh, first part is on the top, and the second part on the bottom, and that's it. And then, like I have 4 directions, left, up, right, down. So if you add another part in the bottom, that become another character. So you see that's an E. It has its it's 1, 2, 3. So it clearly shows 3 parts over here. Okay. And then if you put one component, one part on the left, you've got another character. So this character means dark. See, 1, 2, 3. So using this tree, you can. So if I click the bottom, the middle one, you go 1 layer up, and you click anything on the side, you go 1 layer down, and so that's how you navigate. And then I put a different tool on the side one. I have 2 colors. The bottom looks blue color. That means it has at one time you add more than one parts together. Oh, you have a question?
I'll wait till you're done.
I couldn't hear you.
My question is, whenever there's like a character like combined together, is it more like theological, or is it like physical? Because I saw like a couple of characters that said dark. It was like dark as in like the emotional dark, or dark is.
Dark means that's the meaning. That's the English meaning of that character. Yeah, like this means sun. That's the meaning.
With the initial like meaning, does it translate initially for the theoretical, like the concept of dark, like which is like red
I think it's more physical, just real meaning, yes. So what I want to say here is like, if you add one component to become a new character, I use the brown color. So just that's the actual path. And then if I use the blue color, that means from the central one, I have to add more than one to become a new character. So I just directly show that the whole character. So that's the difference. And then I want to mention at the very beginning, this layer, when you go here, the second layer is not really a real layer. It's just there are more components. So I just divided them into second layer. They are still the same meaning. You can still see this over here. So only on the third layer you see the actual new characters created here. So that's my second tool I want to introduce. Sometimes I call it a literacy tree. Sometimes I just call a character puzzle or whatever. So it's kind of more like a game stuff, a puzzle game. So it kind of make you quickly navigate through the character tree, one layer at a time. So quickly get familiar with a lot of stuff. Okay, and then I guess the next step is part of first character radicals for dictionary index. So some people search Chinese dictionary beyond the main part of pinyin. There's an index part, it's a radical part. So I have an improvement for that part. Like in case you want to later on you search Chinese, search my dictionary. The dictionary is available in Amazon, and the electrical version is free for download. So dictionary here. This is one of my inventions as well. So it makes the radical searching much simpler. So you just get a general idea. Later on you can look at from the website. But for a character like some non-essential part, I just ignore it, I skip it. I only use the radical as the main character. For example, let's say 出汗的汗, a sweat, like this one, 3 dot, this one. See, this character, the left part is not it's more called the 偏旁. It's not the root part of the character. So I just ignore it. I only go with the right part. So this is root of those kind of very basic, very commonly used characters. They are characters. They are not just helper. So put that way. So my searching, the way I search it is I only go with the real characters, real basic characters. So if you see, this is the basic one, and in more complicated characters, compound characters, if you see that character contain any of this, the first one is the place you go to look for that more complicated compound character. Just get the idea. So I won't go, due time limit, I won't go through detail, just to give you an idea. All right, and then okay. So I want to show my textbook quickly. So that's the fifth item for today's lecture. Lessons, the first one. I have 26 beginner level lessons, of the 60 divided into 10 units. So each unit average about 6 lessons. So they utilized my methods. Like the first one, it's a typing method. That's where we saw earlier, the training class. Because I need you to pick up the basic idea of my hands-show input method before you go to the detail of those lessons. That's the building block. And like for example, the first lessons, hello, and then it's supposed to have a speaker, but I don't know if we turn it on or not, but it's okay. And then the continue, that's a navigation, we saw it earlier, and then the flashcards, so with one character at a time, and then this is typing. So you see this, and then also the snowball conversation, like within one unit, any lessons you learn, it will add together to become bigger snowball conversation. So we can accumulate what you learn. And then next one, and each lesson also give a quiz, like you can check your character and also check the sound later. So I won't go through the detail for now. So this is the lesson part. So now 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So now I think I'm done with my demo part of the lesson. So I've done with the demo from handshoe.com. That's a website. So if you couldn't, you might want to take a photo or something. So if you want, just to remember that's the website you want to go if you want to practice and actually use it. And now the rest, I'm just going through the some PowerPoint slides quickly. This is the dictionary, and the book is over there. So the special part about this dictionary is in the main dictionary part, it goes through by indexed by the shape as we described in the typing method. It's exactly same as the typing method. For example, here, you see, look at this O. So this is third character we typed during the typing exercise. And then you will see in the dictionary, in the main part of the dictionary, it's ranked by letter, like OON or the OOM. So if you find by letter, alphabetical order, if you find OOO, that's exactly where that character should be located in the dictionary. So very quick, and you still the beauty part of that, you don't have to know the character before you look up the character. That's the dilemma in Chinese dictionary. So people used to say, especially some foreign students say, oh, Chinese has no tools, no dictionary, no useful dictionary. Why? I don't know the character. That's why I want to look up the character from dictionary. But I cannot look up the dictionary if I don't know the word, don't know the character. That's really sad. So my method break up that dilemma. So you don't need to know that. You don't need to know the character. You just look at whichever character you see, you just look at the shape according to my mapping, then you just find it directly from the dictionary. So that's the dictionary. Besides the index part, radical index, that's the second part. There's an actual index help you to find another way. But the main dictionary is exactly follow the shape, not follow the meaning, follow the sound, follow pinyin, I don't know, whatever. So that's the main characteristic, main benefit, break up that deadlock. Okay, so so that's the number 6 item I'm going to type. And then this is number 7. So that's pretty much, so totally 8. Number 7 is pretty close to the last one. That's what I want to explain a little bit about my approach. A shape sequence approach of learning Chinese language. It's typing, reading, listening, speaking, and writing. Oh, why I write the 2T over there? So it's different from normal steps. It's like people, or like especially in the school, teacher will say, okay, go listen, speaking, reading, writing. So that kind of procedure. I want to recommend you go from the shape, go from the Hanzi typing method directly, but because you don't know it, then you can still type it out. Then it will give you the sound, give you the pinyin, give you the meaning, so it's much more efficient. And then if you only know some sound, if you don't know the character behind, the problem is there are so many characters using the same sound. You really don't know which meaning you want to express if you don't have the content. So just if you just go a little bit deeper, then 你好, you will hit that problem. Oh, 你今天去哪了? For example, if you don't know the character behind, so Chinese character is Chinese language different from English. The letter and sound almost map exactly, but Chinese is not. One sound has 10, even 100 characters using the same sound. So sound doesn't really meaningless in most of the cases, except in the content. So that's why it's better you just directly go to the shape, then back to sound. It doesn't mean you have to learn the shape first, but you can still learn the sound, how to speak, and for the speech as well, but you just want to know the shape behind it. So that's much more efficient. Okay. And so this is my scenario, like a pictographic e-typing driven. So it's a typing, reading, listening, speaking, writing. So my philosophy is, like, if you can easily type out the characters, would you still think it's very complicated, too hard? No, you say, pa, 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 three keyboard, you saw the character showing up and give you the sound. It's kind of gets you more closer to the shape, to the language. And then in this case, like during typing of a text in a lesson, computer will show and read out sentence, spell out pinyin, give meaning. Then what student would do, it recall shapes of the character in mind. Like, oh, type the, so like pin, for example, OO, you kind of record the shape in your mind, and then you are looking at the shape, pinyin and meaning, and then your finger on the keyboard, your ear hearing the sound, and your mouth repeating the sound from computer, like repeat after computer. And it's this typing, this whole procedure, like create kind of integrated environment of learning Chinese language just by simply typing it using my method. Combined shape, sound, meaning, everything together. All right. And this is important of the break up the character into components. So come one layer at a time. So you just don't, some teachers say, oh, like drop you into the forest, you will figure out. But I would suggest not. You'd better know what's the more complicated character contain the part. Okay, this is 2 part, and then this one can divide it into another 2 part. So totally just 3 basic parts in that complicated character. So And another thing is learn from character, then try to expand into phrase. You don't want to go to the other way. Most of the textbooks nowadays always go to the phrase, but that's so useless, so wasteful, waste of your time and energy. The reason is there are only 3,500 characters most of people will ever need. But there are 5,000 commonly used phrases. So if I did the calculation, if you learn 1,000 characters out of 3,000, it's roughly 1/3 of the characters. You can read a lot of books already. And then if you learn 1,000 phrases of Chinese phrase, out of 50,000, I calculate it's only 2% of commonly used phrase in Chinese. So you say, oh, try so hard to learn 1,000 phrases, and then another student try the same amount of time learn 1,000 characters. How much? 133% of the total character. One is only 2%. So the gap is different. It's so obvious to a computer engineer like me, but it's not obvious to many Chinese teachers, I have to say. It's so hard for me to understand, but that if even I say that to those teachers, they are not happy. They won't agree, but believe me, take my advice on that.
I can imagine like your brain probably has to go kind of like a flow state, so I see like how you'd be able to see it.
Yeah.
You need to think really, really quick.
I went through many years of systematic training. So when I look at the problem, I normally go with the whole picture first. So I want to know how efficient it is. And then use my dictionary and either electronic version or the paper version will help you a lot, and combined with the input method. And then another thing is similarly from sound to learn sound. It seems like obvious. Of course, you want to learn sound from sound. Or what's the other way? But in reality, many students and the teacher use pinyin. I don't know, many of you might know that. It's a way to notate the sound of Chinese pronunciation. So it's a written characters, not kind of language, but written stuff to describe the sound. I would suggest use that as an assistant tool, but not the major one, because when you follow that as the major one, the sound you are going to produce is normally kind of weird, kind of strange, little bit strange to native speakers. What's that? And so you want to learn the sound directly using even the computer sound now. It's much better, I would think a pretty good quality, and on some tape and those kind of things. So directly go to the sound and use pinyin as a secondary and a helper tool. And now they use as those tools, AI tools and multimedia tools as you can, and they are normally pretty good quality now. So I would think in the average teacher's level, most of them. So, and that's, I probably go through a very quick, briefly how much my method was accepted now. I finished my research and development last year, so I started to promote that into some school, elementary school, middle school, high school, and the college. about 10 schools roughly are using my method. None of them don't like it. That's amazingly, every teacher and the students, they all like it. But with my limited capability, that's about 10 or dozen of the schools actually widely use my method in their daily language teaching in school. So one school like 200 students, another school 80 students. So that kind of, so not very wide yet, but I can see the acceptance rate is pretty high. So every place, if I got a chance to introduce the method, students just love it. They just, wow, that's so much easier. And one warning, of course, the Chinese character is pretty complicated in shape by nature. So you won't say, oh, in one hour, I will learn everything. Probably a little bit more time. But very straightforward. And it lets you try out. Just error, oh, wrong, just more like a game. So pretty fun. So that's, myself, I got a 4 anniversary crystal from Microsoft. So, and the first one, the 5 years anniversary, like Microsoft sent me a clock. That's very bad, like in Chinese culture, like means, how did they do that? So, no, you shouldn't send me that. And then they changed to crystal. Yeah, and those are my patents. I have over 10 patents, many of them in the literacy acquisition. And then Hanzishu, this is like dictionary and those 2 website app. And I started to attend the conference a few years ago, and so I wrote some papers and start to promote my method. And I actually got starting to get some recognition from the professor level of academic staff, so a circle, like a Chinese annual meeting, a Chinese Teacher Association meeting, those kind of things. I attend them, and they start to hear what I was trying to say. Yeah. And those are some of the schools. And then earlier this year, I hosted a Hanzishu Cup, Global Youth Hanzishu Input Competition. So amazingly, for the first time, and all 5 continents has a representative, 12 countries, and 64 schools participated, over 600 students. So participated in this competition. So early next year, there will be the second Hanzishu Cup global competition for youth. This time is age 18 and below, but next year we want to raise to 24, years 24, so cover the college students as well. And due to the time, due to time limit, I won't show some video. Like this 7-year-old girl on her second typing exercise, she already typed over 20 characters in 1 minute. I was kind of surprised, how can? And then this student, he was the gold medal award winner. And within 20 minutes, he typed about 400 characters, 100% correctly. And then some of them, including very uncommon character used in Chinese names, because we want to make a last question, 5 questions, last question more complicated. He handled it all. Only 9 practices. Each practice about half an hour. So not everybody as fast as he was, but pretty amazing. He did that. And he learned, as I said, he learned pinyin for 6 years and learned Hanzishu method only 9 months, and half an hour a month, 1 month. He said, I did Hanzishu method much better than the other method. That's a pinyin, so very interesting. And then this is a teacher, his teacher did a presentation. She was fully convinced. So if you started already and not too late to change the way you learn Chinese, hopefully my presentation today will be helpful, and I have some resource over here. So if you want to take photo, and I have my WeChat ID over here, so you can contact me if you have any questions. And so we did pretty detailed step today. So Dan, so we did I did the presentation. So if any question, and I can answer.
Any questions? Thank you. I apologize, I was late, so if you already covered this, that's okay. Maybe I can ask later. Just wondering how you match the English letters to the Chinese characters. Like, O makes sense to, like, the 3 O's to 3 mouths makes sense, but what about O-O-N? Like, how do you decide what's N and what's M? Just curious.
You missed that part.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's
Okay,
the
sorry.
first part. I after that, after the meeting, I can go through quickly with you. You exactly missed that full group mapping part. Yes, okay. You say, oh, how did you do that? And it's pretty straightforward, so we can go through that later. All right. Okay. Any question? Any question? Wondering? Okay. All right.
Actually, a lot of questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Does order matter? Does order matter of the letters?
Order, yes, from, good question. I didn't go into detail on that. Like, the order is more like a circle order, that from top to bottom, left to right, outside to inside. So that's a pretty simple rule, yes.
I have many questions.
Go ahead.
Do you need to, like, do you need to go to the webs? Like, how does the characters come out? If you're typing on an English keyboard, you're just typing O-O-N, and it doesn't just come out. So do you need to change the keyboard to?
No, English keyboard. I use standard English keyboard, yes.
But how do I access it? By going to the site? I don't understand how.
Yes, in my website, I already have a program built in, so you just go to everything in that website. You can use my method in the typing field. You can use my method directly. But if you go to Word, for example, Excel, those kind of general program, then you have to download my program. I showed the first number 4 tool. You just download the program, then you choose Hanzi method. Then it will be using my method.
And it's from the website?
There's a link in website.
The link in the website.
Yes,
Yes. Do you have to pay? Is it free?
It's free. Everything is free. Yes, exactly. All my program and the stuff is free. Yeah. She still have a question?
I have many, but I have to explore the site
Okay.
to understand. Thank you so
Go.
much.
Thank you. I was curious while you were teaching us how to use the Hanzi keyboard, like how is the current Chinese keyboard set up? Like how did they make that?
Right now for Chinese character, they all normally use a standard English keyboard. And it's a mapping, just to say, okay, the square, for example, my mapping square, map to O. That's it. So you don't mark the square into the keyboard. You still use the O, the standard keyboard. Yeah.
No, I meant like if we were using a different, like I understand that in like Hong Kong, when you buy like a computer keyboard, they have like radicals next to it, and I was just curious to learn like if you know how they did their mapping compared to yours.
They have a different keyboard? Or?
That's what I've seen.
Oh, that I have to check out, yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
I have a question that the school that you applied it
method is in Canada or China? And one more question is that the student that are following the method is Chinese or the foreigner? Because I just wonder that if I start from zero, is it better, or I were taught Chinese from parents? Well, you mean you know what I mean?
I have students like with a Chinese family, or I also have non-Chinese heritage students. Yeah, both. I cannot even distinguish which one like it better, because this seems like all very suitable. And regardless of age, like 7 years old and the 20 years old, and just it's very interesting. I thought, oh, it's more suitable for kids, because I started with kids, right, school, like middle next year, I started with middle school. They like it. I said, sure, of course. They are young, they adapt the new things well. And then last couple of months, I worked with college students, college, and they like it as well. They said, well, the only difference is in their comments, they are not only say, cool, great, I love it. They say, oh, this helping me to break out the Chinese character into components and make me pick up the character more quickly. It's really useful to type the character, even I don't know those characters. So only the comments is more more explanationary than the younger kids, but they all like it. So. Yeah, so that answers your question. Okay, yeah.
My question is regarding the dictionary. You showed us an example, and you said it was based on the shape.
Yes, same as a typing method, exactly
Okay.
same code.
So does that mean that the dictionary then has basically the 26 different shapes, and that's how that's it? Is it only 26 shapes?
Yes, I use 25 letters, and the Z I used for pinyin as a pinyin indicator. So when you type Z first, then you can type pinyin, like my last name, W-A-N-G for pinyin. If you type Z, then W-A-N-G, it actually uses pinyin to type. So I support the pinyin at the same time, just in case I forgot the shape myself sometimes. Sometimes even you know how to type using my method, you might forget exactly what the shape looks like. So if you know the sound, you just type Z and W-A-N-G, for example, my last name. So you use pinyin. Okay. So yeah, so I use 25 letters. That's it. Every shape mapped to those 25 shapes.
Okay. I have another sort of more general question.
Okay.
I'm just really curious. You said you're a computer engineer.
Yeah, I'm a computer engineer.
Yeah, I'm just really curious what prompted you to want to develop this learning method for Chinese characters.
Oh, you mean my method? Or?
Yeah, why did you decide to do this? What prompted you to?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's go way back about 15 years or so, when my son was just finished elementary school, and I surprisingly found after learning Chinese for 6 years and speaking Chinese daily at home, he couldn't read Chinese. He couldn't read Chinese. I was totally lost. I said, how can you are in this family speaking Chinese every day, and you learn Chinese language in school for 6 years, you still cannot read it? So as an engineer, I said, well, I will spend a month to figure out, but it takes me much longer. And when I actually figured out finally, then he already graduated from college. Yeah, so that's originally, it's really, I thought it's just a one-mouse question, but then I found all the problem I found was actually it's fundamental. It's not just very high level things. You can change it, tweak a little bit. It's all how do you search dictionary? How do you type in computer? How do you learn the character? All very bottom level. But as a computer engineer, I know the lower the level, the harder the problem. But I don't want to just say, okay, skip it. But so I spend a lot of spare time. My wife knows that. A lot of spare time and working as an engineer for Microsoft and daytime and then weekend and night research Chinese character, how to learn it more efficiently. What's wrong? I think it took me just a few years it actually took me quite a few years to figure out exactly the reason why it's so low efficient. Do we have Chinese teachers here? Yeah, and it's really hard for me to understand. Well, this is so wrong, and just so many things went wrong to get that kind of result. And the funny thing is, my son got A every semester. He's an all A student, Chinese and English and math, all A students. But the Chinese A doesn't really mean much. Yeah, so that's why. So fortunately, I kind of almost dropped in the middle for a few times. Like one time, one Chinese teacher saw my map, saw my website. It's more like, oh, you're Qi. I call it a Chinese character Qi, the Hanzi Shu. The Chinese Hanzi means Chinese character. Qi is Qi, right? He said, oh wow, your Chinese character Qi looks like more like a circuit map, the computer circuit. It's like really messed together. So after take quite a while, I finally got just one simple map, one simple drawing. So with iteration, go back and forth with 3,800 characters, easily navigate. So that's one feature. It's got kind of, yeah. Mm.
So when you're, I was thinking about like asking another question, but I would just rather just go straight to the point. How many hours until I can read a full book?
Half an hour. Tell you that normally if younger people pick up a little bit quicker than the older people. So that's what I figure out. That's just the nature of myself. When I learn stuff, it takes me longer than my son, for example. And for that student, it takes him 9 times half an hour, 4.5 hours. For that, the champion took him 4.5 hours to get 100% correct. For that girl, she learned the half an hour, and the second hour, she was already using the break up help, the hint one, the little bit help, no letter, just the parts, and she was already typed pretty well. So it depends. So I would say 5 or 6. According to that student, he said 5 or 6 times to practice get him pretty well on the way of the typing. For this, yeah, same thing. If you know this one, you know how to type. You know how to type, you know how to look at the dictionary. So it's the same code, like 000, same for dictionary and for the computer. Yeah, I think for you, maybe I guess 5 hours. And this book has 3,800 characters. Yeah, and the input method program contains 9,105 characters. That's all the commonly standard characters in Chinese.